All right, while the market is, still in the positive, one particular stock, though off highs, which is gaining very smartly right now, 10% higher, is BLS International. Shikhar Aggarwal, Joint MD of BLS International, is now joining us to talk more about numbers. Shikhar, your stock is going to new shikhars, and so is your operating performance, if I may call it. Great margin expansion, etc. And you're also going to the board for a nod of a 2,000 crore fundraise. First of all, let's talk about your numbers. Good improvement over there, 29% top line growth. Bottom line is pretty strong, above 114 crore, and margins have expanded. In the medium term, not the next quarter, but the medium term, do you see this kind of a growth to sustain, and the focus will be on further margin expansion? Where exactly could it head to?
See, definitely, if you see the last 4 years of BLS, we have grown 92% at CAGR level, EBITDA level. If you see this quarter, our EBITDA has grown 70% to 134 crores compared to same quarter last year, and the margins have expanded to around 29%. In the visa business, and we've been talking about it from the last few quarters that we're looking at margin expansion. So this is the new base of the company. We are touching new highs every quarter. Whatever numbers we have achieved in terms of margin, in terms of revenue, in terms of EBITDA, I feel this is here to stay, and we can see further growth in margins coming in the next few quarters. There are a variety of reasons. I would love to talk about that as well. Why we feel the margins will increase and revenue and profitability will further increase as well.
I'm also curious to understand that growth triggers which lie ahead, because when a company raises a 2,000 crore kind of a number, you're a 16,000 crore MCAP company already. It clearly gives a sense that you're chasing, aggressive growth. What direction are you wanting to take? If indeed you want to raise this money, what are the kind of utilization you have on your mind?
See, first of all, we are now a mature company. We want sustainable growth. We want good growth coming in, as you have seen in the last few years, but we also want sustainable growth, and we want to take the right decisions. So we want effective utilization of our money. If you see in the last quarter, in July itself, we completed the acquisition of iData, which is a regional visa outsourcing player. They did a revenue of 300 crores and an EBITDA of 144 crores. We acquired that company for 720 crores. Other than that, we are looking at one or two other acquisitions as well. In BLS e-services also, we announced the acquisition of RDFILIS Solutions, which is a 200 crore acquisition. We will be acquiring 55% of that company. So looking at the trajectory ahead, we know we are a cash positive company. We will be throwing good amount of cash this year, next year. But this was an enabling resolution that we passed in the board meeting, looking at the potential opportunities ahead. This is, we are at any given point of time looking at multiple opportunities in outsourcing space for both organic and inorganic growth. So from that perspective, our board had passed a resolution that in the future, when we look at big companies, if we want to go to the market to acquire those companies and we need to raise money, so this can be done. So that was the reason that we passed this.
Right. Shikhar, hi, this is Vinny joining in the conversation as well. What I also want to know, in just overall, what is the outlook that you have for FY25? What is the growth rate that one could be expecting for FY25? 29-30%, is that something sustainable?
See, definitely the numbers, the revenue growth rate we've achieved of 50%. We've had a volume increase of 18%. So this quarter, we did 8.5 lakh applications compared to 7.2 lakh applications last year. And, this has to do with the growth in existing business volumes and also new contracts. From second quarter onwards, we see further growth coming in because the acquisition of iData, those numbers, those volumes will get added. The new contracts that we won in the last few quarters, those will also be added. So definitely the numbers that we have achieved in the first quarter are here to, the growth that we've achieved is definitely want to maintain that. But in fact, we want to surpass that. If you see the next 1.5 years, there are multiple tenders that are coming up for renewal of our competitor, where we are talking to those government, doing pilots. We've recently opened offices in newer geographies. So I would say we are growing on all levels.
Right, Mr. Aggarwal, thank you so much for joining in with us on ET Now and talking to us about the outlook of the company going forward. That was the management of BLS International Services joining with us on the show to talk about their outlook as well as their earnings. But on that note, we're going to slip into a very short break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more updates after the break.